A woman named Rin Almari is the boss of a tech company called Otherlife. Together with her partner named Sam, they create a biological software using nanotechnology in the form of water droplets that can program new memories and create experiences in virtual reality. With just a drop of black liquid into the eye, someone can do anything they want, from walking in a forest to skydiving, and everything feels exactly like in the real world. But it doesn't last forever, and it stops according to the duration programmed in each droplet. For example, if the time inside the virtual world is 1 year, only 1 minute passes in the real world. After being approved for public use, Otherlife plans to release its product to the masses in 6 days. The motive behind Rin creating Otherlife is because she is traumatized by a tragic incident that happened to her brother Jared, who drowned in the sea when they swam to see beautiful coral reefs. Luckily, he was saved, but unfortunately, he fell into a coma and now lies in the hospital. Without anyone knowing, Rin drops Otherlife into Jared's eye with his memories, because she believes that way he can recover from his coma by reliving the memory when they swam together in the ocean. Rin initially receives help from her father named Robert, who is also an expert in technology, to develop Otherlife. But since Jared's condition went into a coma, their relationship becomes distant. Although Otherlife can create fun experiences, there are side effects that must be considered when exposed for too long, such as seizures and even brain damage. So Rin cannot give Otherlife to her brother continuously, and she has to give it periodically. Before the official launch day, Rin continues to test every version of Otherlife together with her assistant named Byron. One day, something goes wrong when Rin keeps waking up in the same world. A few days later in the virtual world, she sees the error in the form of a glitch, and it makes her dizzy. Luckily, Byron notices her condition, so he immediately injects her with a special shot to forcibly shut down the virtual world, and Rin finally wakes up after the injection. They see that the total time Rin spends in the virtual world is 6 days, and it all passes in just a few seconds in the real world. Rin then goes to a meeting where Sam and some investors interested in Otherlife are already in the room. Sam says that Otherlife can be an alternative for people's vacations, or in modern terms, healing, so people don't need to get tired going to real tourist spots. He emphasizes that Otherlife has the potential to become a more advanced virtual world that can cover many aspects of life. Since Otherlife is about to be released to the public, Rin and Sam often argue about many things, making their relationship as colleagues less close. Aside from Otherlife's greatness, Rin already has a boyfriend named Danny, and she forgets about their date because she's so focused on the launch of Otherlife. After fixing the previous error in testing with her programming skills, Rin gives the upgraded Otherlife to her brother. At that moment, she sees Jared's eyes slightly blink, which makes her more motivated to continue the memory treatment. That night, Rin receives an email from her father, telling her that he plans to withdraw Jared's life support. He sees that until now there's no sign of Jared waking up and believes the life support is only torturing him. Of course, Rin rejects it, and an argument happens between father and daughter about Jared. Even though Rin refuses to unplug the machine, Robert says he can still do it, which makes Rin more upset with him. One day when she returns to the office, Rin and Sam talk about a government contract Sam has secured, where Otherlife is now intended for criminals to serve their sentence. If a criminal is given Otherlife, there is no need for real prison anymore, and after a few minutes, the person is instantly rehabilitated. Besides that, the government no longer has to spend budget managing prisons, and the money can be saved. So Sam thinks this could be a profit for the company. But surprisingly, Rin refuses the idea because she believes Otherlife is not meant to trap people in a box. This leads to another argument between them, and Rin walks away. After she calms down because of Danny's visit, Rin gives him an Otherlife she hasn't tested yet, and of course, Danny becomes happy with the experience he has. While looking through the other Otherlife samples, he asks if he can use another one. But he sees Rin feeling dizzy because of Sam's plan to move forward with the virtual prison idea, so Danny uses the Otherlife. Not long after, Rin sees Danny having seizures, and this makes her panic before she decides to call an ambulance. At the police station, Sam has just realized that Rin has tested Otherlife on herself and has created her own small world all this time. Because of this, their company might collapse and both of them might be finished. But Sam still believes Rin didn't do all this with bad intentions, so he calls in some people to defend Rin from the sentence she will face. Rin might face 10 to 15 years in prison, but the lawyer has found a way to avoid it, which is by agreeing to become a test subject in the virtual prison program for 1 year. If Rin agrees, the state will not press charges. This makes Rin realize that Sam has planned it all, and he explains that this is the best way to save the main programmer of Otherlife. At first, Rin refuses out of fear, but after Sam convinces her that entering the virtual prison will save the company and herself, Rin finally agrees to undergo the virtual prison test. At the test site, Byron explains that Rin will be in a confined environment that already includes food, water, and a toilet. The food and water will always be available daily, but their placement and portions will reset every new day. After Rin is ready, she receives the Otherlife dose, and she enters the virtual prison. Upon arrival in the prison, Rin sees a screen in front of her showing day 1 of her sentence, and the prison wall is coated with a strong layer. She then inspects the screen and the hole in the floor, realizing that nothing can be done with them, understanding that she truly is imprisoned based on what her brain reads. In there, Rin finds a pencil and a board to write on, as well as bathing tools including a toothbrush in a drawer, along with food and water. To avoid boredom, Rin does every activity she can, from exercising to writing. When she goes to sleep, the screen changes to a red color before the number turns to 2, indicating she has passed the first day. Just like Byron said, the food and water supplies appear again in the drawer, which makes her feel a bit more at ease. But in the end, the feeling of boredom is hard for Rin to get rid of, and she starts to reflect on her mistake about what happened to Danny, while banging her head against the wall. She also starts to think about the past with her brother, wondering why Jared's fate turns out like that, until she sees him being washed up by the waves to the beach. Even though her brother becomes comatose, Rin promises herself that she will not give up on his condition, because she once read some true stories about people who regain consciousness after being in a coma. From that moment, she becomes obsessed with creating Otherlife, writing down everything in her mind to always remember Otherlife that gives her motivation. However, eventually she begins to hallucinate, questioning herself and answering herself as well. She starts to believe that her brother is already dead, but after seeing his eyes move, she becomes convinced that she can still save him. Days continue to pass, and she keeps doing everything she does inside the prison again and again, until the screen finally shows day 365. Rin becomes impatient to be released, waiting for the red bar to disappear, but after the color disappears, the screen shows number 1 again, indicating she must serve another year of sentence. This makes her suspect that Sam and Byron lied to her and have been working together to trap her. As a result, she gets furious, screams, and hits the screen until it breaks. Rin then feels hopeless about her situation, but after realizing there is wind blowing behind the broken drawer, she can't believe it. Her virtual prison can be breached. Behind the drawer, there's a thick fabric, and after she tears it apart, she discovers her prison is placed inside a large warehouse all this time, with no one around. There, she finds a stock of food and drinks in a room and suspects someone has been placing them inside the drawer. She then goes to another room and sees a hidden CCTV camera showing her prison, and a security guard is the one who monitors her all this time. Not long after that, the guard catches her, so Rin escapes using his car and drives to the city. Rin then decides to walk in. Wearing all black clothes, she tries to avoid being recognized by people because of the scandal. After confirming her brother is still in a coma, Rin goes to her office, but her room is already empty. She suspects Sam has moved the office to another place she doesn't know yet. Confused about her criminal status, Rin goes to the police station, where she finds out that she is labeled as a missing person. According to immigration, she is reported to have lived in another country for a year, which confuses her because she should be in prison. After learning that she no longer has a criminal record, Rin brings the police to the prison location, but the prison is already gone. She thinks she might have experienced amnesia without realizing it. Because of that, she believes the data from the police is correct, that she has been in another country. The police then tell her to go home. Hearing this, Rin visits her home and finds someone else has been living there for almost a year. She asks about her belongings still left inside, but the receptionist tells her he can't allow her to enter, which disappoints Rin. Not long after that, Sam appears after hearing that Rin has escaped the prison, and he says he can help with her confusion by taking her to a safe place. But Rin doesn't trust him, so she runs away until she arrives at her coworker Cass's place. After eating fried rice she has missed for so long, she feels like she has amnesia, so she asks Cass about what happened to her. Cass answers that Rin manages to escape from the virtual prison test and runs away to another country. When Rin mentions Danny's death, Cass tells her to stop and wants to introduce her to someone. That person turns out to be Danny, who is luckily still alive after being taken to the hospital. He says he feels his body sink, and the next thing he remembers is waking up in the hospital. He then tells her about the launch of Other Life, and it turns out the response is very positive among the public. Even the virtual prison punishment is already accepted by the government, which has legalized it for life sentences using Other Life. Even so, Rin wants to see for herself what Sam and Byron have done to Other Life, especially to retrieve her source code. She explains that there is one very important thing left unresolved: healing her brother Jared. That's when both of them learn about Rin's true reason for creating Other Life, and she starts to tell them about the issue with her father, who seems to have given up and let Jared go for good. Because of that, they both decide to help Rin retrieve her source code by going to Other Life's new headquarters in a tall building. With Cass guiding them, Rin and Danny go to Byron's office to retrieve the source code. Seeing Rin return, Byron quickly locks the door, but both of them are faster in entering the room and restraining him. After checking his computer, Rin doesn't find what she is looking for. However, after suspecting that Byron has stolen something from her, Rin checks his closet, and it turns out Byron has stolen Rin's external hard disk, which contains her private files and source code. With that, Byron and Sam are able to create the virtual world without Rin's help and have already planned to imprison Rin again using the virtual prison. Not long after, the security guards are alerted due to Byron's actions, so Rin and Danny quickly escape. At the parking lot, Cass gives them her car keys, while she surrenders herself to the guards. The two of them then plan to check the code by going to Rin's father Robert's house, and they learn that he hasn't returned from work yet. Rin then goes to the garage where her old computer is stored, which is the place where she and her father built Other Life during the early days. After recovering her code and apologizing to Danny for the bad incident, Rin realizes that her father has come home. She welcomes him and realizes he's the one who reported her as a missing person, which brings them closer again. After that, Rin checks the drop of Other Life used by Danny, who is currently in the virtual world swimming in the ocean. But unfortunately, an error occurs in the code, and Danny ends up drowning and seizing. Learning from that mistake, Rin plans to create an upgraded Other Life that can stop the virtual world when an error happens and restart the virtual world, just like rebooting a phone or computer. Afterward, Rin goes to give Other Life to her brother as usual, but this time it is the upgraded version. After applying the drop, she sees Jared's eyes slowly begin to open, which makes Rin believe she has finally found the hope to cure her brother. In another vision from the past, Rin sees her brother sitting at the edge of the beach, which signifies that he is finally safe from drowning in the sea. But when she approaches, it turns out that it is not her brother, but Danny. Danny briefly smiles at Rin before he decides to go into the ocean, and finally, he drowns. This tragic event also happens to Jared, who starts convulsing after being given a drop of Other Life, which makes Rin panic. Seeing her brother in pain, Rin is forced to turn off his life support, and he passes away. A moment later, Sam comes, curious about why Jared becomes comatose. Rin explains that his head hits a rock and he drowns in 20 centimeters of water. After Sam mentions that Other Life can make people face their reality, Rin realizes something, that everything she has experienced since being released from prison is a lie, meaning she is still inside the virtual world. This makes her lose the will to live, so she decides to end her life like her brother, and she sinks into the sea. Moments later, she wakes up back at the company's test facility, with everyone watching Rin convulsing before Byron quickly injects her. Because of that, Rin punches Sam for what he has done, including the virtual prison he has created. As a result, the investors lose interest in Other Life, which is still not truly safe, since they learned that it can cause seizures. However, Rin's prison sentence is still lifted because she has undergone the virtual prison test for a full year, and the government has seen the unsatisfying results. Sam thinks that the virtual prison is too torturous for Rin, so he apologizes. However, Sam does not know that Rin actually escapes from prison and lives her life normally based on her memories in the virtual world, so she decides not to tell him. But what shocks Sam is that Rin decides to resign from Other Life after seeing everything that happens in the virtual world, which surprises Sam. Rin says that Sam can take over the company, but the patent rights of Other Life still belong to her. Her reason is because she feels extremely guilty after knowing that both Danny and Jared are truly dead and can no longer be saved. As a result, Sam becomes frustrated because he has lost the main programmer of Otherlife who could have helped advance the company quickly. Time passes, and after attending Danny's cremation, Rin receives a call from Sam, saying there is something she must see. When she arrives at the test facility, Sam and Byron show her the data of her brain activity, which shows pleasure while inside the virtual prison. They strongly suspect that she has managed to escape from prison. This makes Sam obsessed with the idea that the breakthrough can be used for people to do anything without needing multiple drops for various activities. To confirm it further, Sam asks Rin to return to the virtual prison and escape again so they can extract the code, but she refuses. As a result, the two of them argue, with Sam insisting on putting Rin back in prison because he believes this breakthrough could change the world. Seeing that Rin still refuses, Sam finally forces the prison version of Otherlife into her eye. As a result, she is shocked to find herself back in prison for another year. But Rin refuses to be trapped by this virtual world, believing it's all just an illusion made of code. So she uses her strong mind to fast forward through her virtual days quickly. As a result, the monitor that tracks her Otherlife session starts glitching, before Rin finally wakes up again in the real world. Seeing Sam confused by what just happened, Rin immediately knocks him down and retaliates by injecting the prison version of Otherlife into Sam's eye. As a result, he is the one who ends up in prison and screams at the top of his lungs. Seeing Byron panicking, Rin tells him to monitor Sam's condition to see whether he can escape from prison or not. But after noticing that his condition keeps worsening, Byron becomes scared that Sam might lose his life, so he asks Rin to forcibly shut down the virtual world. Meanwhile, Sam still looks hopeless inside the virtual prison and is shocked when the timer resets to the first day again after a year, just like what Rin had experienced. Feeling sorry, Rin decides to save him, and Sam finally regains consciousness in the real world, realizing that what Rin had gone through was truly unbearable. After the incident, Rin leaves the company to meet her father. Realizing Jared's condition is no longer sustainable, she agrees with her father's decision to end Jared's life support. The movie ends with Rin walking by the ocean, reminiscing about her moments with her brother and her boyfriend, and finally, Rin is able to move on. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification so you don't miss the latest recaps. Thanks for watching and wish you good health.